There we are. Hello everyone. Welcome back to the Big Bad Bench. My name is John, aka Big Bad Biologist. And I thought I had clicked the go live button, but apparently I did not. So, always make sure you click your go live button. So here you go. Here's our three compact Macs that are on the Big Bad Bench. We got a Plus, we got an SE30, we got another Plus. So we're going to go over these today, show you what to do if you buy one of these that's untested. You should never just take one of these, plug it in, and send it. That's not what we do with our old Macs. And so, yeah, we're gonna go through these and make sure they're okay. The first thing I can see is that this one has a little bit of screen burn in. These do not. I wanted to see if this thing has, if it's yellow because of cigarette, or if it's just yellow from color. And this is just yellow from color. So this would need a retro brighting if we are gonna restore it. Physically, it's in really nice shape, so this is definitely worthy of a restoration. A little dirty, but I mean, yeah. Okay, well, that curiosity aside, let's put the SE30 aside and let's focus on one of the pluses for the time being. You can see our Plus, this one is in really good shape. There's a little bit of discoloration here. That CRT looks perfect. This side is perfect. A little bit of coloration there, yeah. It's yellow from all the Janka being brewed. Yes, that's excellent, love it. So this one, the front is in decent shape. The side is kind of yellow there. This side is not particularly yellow. Let's lay down a thing. I shouldn't scratch the plastic, but just in case, we'll go. And so, yeah, I gotta say hi to folks in the chat. I said hi to folks in the chat already, but let's do it again. All things DG and Hardware Hacker. Hello, welcome for the first time live. Trina's Techno Babble, Jean-Francois Perry. I hope I say that right. Julian Brown, Bacchus, Pseudo Memes. Hello. All right. So first thing, when you get one of these, look and see if there's a battery. You should take the battery out. That's an easy one to do. Next thing you got to do is take it apart, because Macintosh Pluses typically have REFAs. Well, I would say about half of the Mac Pluses have REFAs. At least half of them that I've experienced. And then they also have cracked solder joints. So with these Mac Pluses, supposedly one is dead and one boots, but I don't really care what people say, because I'm not going to take their word for it. You can sometimes get a Mac Plus to show the screen if you slap it enough, and we're not going to do that. And there's always like a sliver of hope when I buy one of these that like maybe this will be the time that I finally bought an old Mac with some kind of cool accelerator or some crap. But normally, you know, if you've been around here long enough, we only buy Macs that have rust and dead bugs in them. Come on, you screw. Always slap your Mac. It helps if you have a really long T15, but you can get away even if you have a basic, this is a whatchamadoodle, iFixit screwdriver. You can use the extension, that helps. Oh man, we got more people showing up. Who else is here? We got Callan, hello. Vic the Vicar, hello, haven't seen you in a while. Yes, you always buy cheap Macs hoping to get those weird cards or unusual software. And so the nice, we're just gonna take this, we're gonna give it a little shake, and we're gonna kind of pull on it. The nice thing about this one is you can see the back ports are very clean. That's a good thing, like if you're thinking about buying one at a flea market or something like that, you know, look at the ports. If they're nice and clean, then you probably have a good system. This one, there is a little bit of corrosion on the battery terminals, but otherwise it looks nice and clean. Did I say hi to Everything is Broken Garage? Hello, Ryan. Okay, so no fancy accelerator, but it is a nice clean system. There's some dust here, but look at that CRT. Look at that. I just wiped my finger on that. That is clean. There's some dust, but this is overall a nice system. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna pop out our floppy cable, because the floppy will need to be serviced. We're not gonna do that today. Oof, that is nice and tight. I've done streams before. There's plenty of videos out there showing you how to service these floppy drives. We're gonna skip that for today. The next thing we're gonna do is look at this, and yeah, there's our buddy Rifa, there's our buddy Rifa, there's our buddy Rifa. And so we got our two Y caps and an X cap, and so we'll replace those real quick. And Trina is streaming tonight. Make sure to check that out. That's a clean Mac. Has accelerated dust. It's easily worth $200 with a keyboard and mouse. So yeah, that's the thing. I really didn't need any more Mac Pluses, but I bought these because they came with keyboard and mice. One of them came with an original keyboard and a wheel mouse. I forget what it's called. Trackball kind of mouse. Oh, so what I'm doing here is I'm going to pull out these plastic rivets. This is probably a newer Plus, given that it has the rivets. The older ones tended to have the double-sided foam. It helps if you can poke it from the back side a little bit, get it to lift off. And you're going to pull that center tab out. So one of these came with a original keyboard and a trackball mouse. The other one came with a aftermarket keyboard, which I had never seen an aftermarket Mac Plus keyboard. So that was cool, and an original mouse. So mouse and keyboards came with these, which is why I bought them. Basically, people wanted more. I offered them $100. I figure that's a fair price for something that's going to need some service. Yeah, you could probably sell it for $200 with the mouse and keyboard. My goal is to sell these for maybe $60 just by the computer by themselves. Yeah, that is nice and clean. All right, so the next thing we're gonna do, we're gonna turn on our desoldering pump. But we're gonna take a look at our solder joints on the analog board. Yep. Okay. Let's see. Let's see if I can get this on the microscope. Yeah, we've got cracked solder joints pretty much everywhere. So let me show you. Let's see if we can. This will not be easy, but hopefully it'll work. Yay, it's i80386SX. Hello. Let's go to the microscope. Oh, that's not right. There we go. All right, can we get this anywhere near focus? So the first thing we're gonna look at is our main board connector. And if you look there, see that? There's a ring around there, there's a ring around there, there's a ring around there, there's a ring around there. And then if we go up to the yoke connector, where is the yoke connector? There you go. You can see the same exact thing. So we're gonna reflow this analog board. We're gonna put some reefas on it, and so those are there and there and there and there. So, oh man, I forgot to clean my soldering pump. This is gonna be bad. So I'm just slowly melting the solder. These are all bent over, so it makes it a pain in the butt. So I'm just using this to sort of bend those. Oh, there we go. Reef out first. It's kind of in the way of the other one. Pseudomemes asked, does smacking it fix it because it jostles cracked solder joints? Exactly. Yeah, it connects them just enough so that you can, so that it'll power up. Okay, one reefa out. I snipped them just to make it, because these are bent over, so I don't want to deform these solder pads, because these are really nice looking solder pads. Sometimes these get like lifted if you gank on them. And so here, if we're looking at that, we've got a nice crack going on down there. So yeah, these are ready to go. This one only kind of has one crack in the middle. This side's pretty good. All right, we got one more reefa. It is right here. And theoretically, you can leave these out if you want to. We'll put them back in. We'll put them in. Yeah, that's a really good question, Vic. I have no idea. Considering that it, you know, it has nice clean, it's nice and clean inside. Oh, we should check to see if it's, if it's got its RAM upgraded. It looks like no. Okay. Yeah. So it's got 1 meg. And I guess while we're in here, we should add the diode mod, right? Set that on there. I'm going to make people uncomfortable by setting things on things. So these two solder, 2 vias right there. I'm going to remove the solder. And we should probably be able to put on more than one soldering iron today. We don't have the heater on, so let's look for a N4001 diode. Yeah, I really wonder where this was stored. Well, let's get another one out. They're gonna need another one later. The bottom is absolutely perfect. Got bomb, you are indeed late. What is wrong with you, bro? Oh, editing to video, nice. Got our diode. I totally bent that diode wrong. Oh my gosh. Oh, we gotta fix that. That is atrocious. What kind of workshop are we here? Stripe to arrow. That's much better. Now our diode's nice and straight. And we lost our big iron this week, so we're resorting to everything with just our small iron today. See how things go. Chungus just went up and died. I don't know what happened. I mean, it is, I don't know, 40, 45 years old. I'll allow it. Okay, diode mod installed. What do you think? Should I upgrade the RAM to 4 megs? Let's set that aside. Let's find our caps. We need a 0.1 microfarad X cap. Uh-oh. My X caps are stuck. Oh god. Oh, and they're falling out into other drawers. Oh my gosh. That is definitely not an SMD tant that went into that drawer. What are you? Kind of... No. There we go. Here's our 0.1 microfarad. Why not upgrade the RAM? I don't know. If I'm doing the work to, if I want to sell this for 60 bucks, do you think it's worth upgrading the RAM? Should I just be nice and upgrade the RAM for somebody? Yeah, we can upgrade the RAM for somebody. So again, these caps that I have are a little bit smaller than the originals, so just bending the legs out a little bit there. So this is our X cap or X2 cap. Okay, that's nice. That guy's in there. I'm gonna use big honkin' solder for this job. Electronics would make fun of me for using big honkin' solder like this. Yeah, but so this is, so Vic the Vicar, and actually I guess everyone that's here. So there's a monthly, I don't know if it's considered old electronics. They got everything. At MIT, the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, a monthly flea market called Swapfest. And so my goal is to just sell off a bunch of crap, find old computers at Swapfest. What do we got here? This is a 2200 microfarad, or 2200 picofarad. Do I have any 2200 picofarad? No, I don't. So we are going to use our 3300 picofarads because they're just safety caps, and it's fine. Pseudo memes. Plus $15 upgraded RAM, plus $5 broken solder joints fixed, plus $5 personally signed dust on CRT. Yes. So I don't know, 60 bucks. I think a system, is that a reasonable price if we upgrade the RAM? Figure we added the diode, fixed all of our solder joints, we replaced our REFAs, and plus I just want to sell it. I don't know. If that other guy shows up, for him it'll be 150. Gutbaum's best friend. Okay. All right, so now we got to go through and take a look at all of our solder joints. You can see there's a couple on the flyback that I don't like. And so this is where Big Chungus is a nice iron because it just reflows all this stuff pretty quick. With these, we're gonna have to work a little bit, but this is not so bad. Yeah, the Rhode Island guy. Get these guys done. Okay. Oh, while we're in here, we should look at this cap. So this is a 3.9 microfarad non-polarized cap. Sometimes they go bad from heat, but that looks pretty good. Normally if they go bad, you can see it pretty clearly. Okay, now we gotta do all these guys. Oh yeah, and it doesn't hurt to look at the bottom of the logic board. Sometimes these joints can crack. These all look absolutely gorgeous. So we're not gonna touch those. We're gonna let those go. All right. Any other ones? These all look pretty good. It's normally the connectors that you want to worry about and the flyback. So I think we're pretty good here. All right, let's do the RAM upgrade. So when I do my RAM upgrade, I like to unsolder it. I know that's technically the wrong way to do it. Like, if you want it to look like a retro computer, like originally they would have just snipped it, but I like to unsolder it. That's this one right here. So we're gonna add a little bit of fresh solder to that one. And we're gonna just lift that up, straighten up that leg. There we go. Why don't I feel like Goldie can't wake up that early? Yeah, this is gonna be an adventure. I've never sold there before, so we'll see how this goes. Gonna have to load my car up the night before. Where is my giant bag of 1 meg? Ugh. Sims. It's not as giant as it used to be. It's pretty giant. It's kind of sort of giant. Oh, Goldie wakes up early. Okay. All right, let's try to find 4 matching. I like them to match. It makes my brain itch if they don't match. It's not quite the same. They're close. Sorry, I should have done this before the stream. Organized my RAM. This one's got a bunch of A's on it. Oh my god, do I not have 4 that actually match? These 2 match. This is a Micron. Oh my gosh. What the heck, bro? Some Toshiba, 100 nanoseconds. That would be perfect for this. Some 80 nanosecond. Man, I have like lots of pairs. I need someone to organize my RAM for me. I am slacking. Okay. These have the same RAM chips, even though it's two slightly different styles. All right, so here's always a fun thing. We got plastic clips. If we break these clips, we lose all value with this machine. Okay. That one's gone. Okay, one down. Feel like I'm sneaking through a laser beam maze thing the first time. I always take these off. There we go. Okay. All right. Now, to make that job easier in the future, we're just going to lube this up a little bit. And that should be good to go. Let's put our somewhat matching 4 megs of RAM in here. All right, there we go. Nice little Mac Plus setup. Wipe off some of our excess stuffy. Okay, deoxit. That is the issue with deoxit. It does get everywhere. All right, let's slide in our motherboard, logic board. Oh my gosh, don't want to anger the Mac folks. Look how nice this is. There's like no rust in that chassis. So I will not be servicing the floppy drive to sell with this. Like, that's just, it's too much time. I'm gonna leave the floppy drive unplugged. And then all things DG says only when they lose auctions do Mac folks get angry. I don't know. I get some heat sometimes for saying the wrong thing. Yeah, everyone's really mad about the liquid glass. There we go. That's good. All right, let's assume it's gonna work now. Let's check and see if it's gonna work before we put the plastic deal on. I do not recommend powering these on without the back cover, but here we go. That's what we do here, live on the air. Shock myself. 3, 2, 1. Chime. Beautiful. Let's go to DIY cam. Oh, I did it wrong. Hold on. Sorry. Oh, here we go. There we go. We're way out of focus. Oh, I idea why it's going to be so mad. Oh my gosh. There we go. Okay, sometimes when I adjust the focus, it does that. I don't know why it does that. I don't want to zoom in. Let's shut it off. Turn it back on. Oh my God, come on, focus. Camera, what are you doing? Making me look bad. All right, well, regardless, you see it powered up. Maybe it'll do its own thing shortly. Okay, Rudy's Retro Intels here. Hello, Rudy. Okay. So now that that's been powered up, sometimes you do want to be a little careful since we have powered this up. Oh, there we go. It did it. Okay. It's auto-focusing on the grandeur. Okay. Let's put our back cover back on. All right, so how long has this been? Like 30, well, we started 3 minutes late because I forgot to hit the, well, I hit the go live button, but it didn't take. So I'm gonna chalk that up to somebody else's fault. So we started 3 minutes late. It's now 4:08. We've done all of our major service that we need to do. Basically 35 minutes. We upgraded it. All right, let's take a look inside the other one. I won't subject you to the same thing, but let's take a look inside the other one just to see what's in there, see what its condition is relative to this one. Let's put the back cover back on. I got you. I understood where you were going with that, hardware hacker. That deserves a face palm. I think Gut Bomb is really the only one allowed to tell dad jokes around here. He sort of has cornered the market. Although I guess that's more of a pun than a dad joke. But I guess a lot of dad jokes use puns, right? All right, let's put this screw back in. Hey, Sloopy. All right, and Sloopy Malibu is here. He also is sort of a dad joke enthusiast. Look at how nice that screw went in. This is a nice one. And there is a little corrosion in that battery socket, so I'm just gonna take this brush on deoxit and just give it a little rub down just to prevent that from getting worse. Rudy wants me to get one of his SE30 peaker boards. I do need to get one of those. I don't work on a ton of SE30s, but it would be nice to have. Okay. All right, let's put our extension on there. This is always kind of a fun adventure. Sometimes if you go real slow, yeah, everything lines up, and we're turning backwards first. Feeling it go down in there. Oh, I did it wrong. I did it wrong. Trina, I can't order from you because Mr. Trumpy and his whatchamadoodles. Tariffs. All right, so actually, let's slap a blue SCSI in this. And grab a mouse. Here. We'll let this go. Have it do a snooper. I think we can shut that off. Okay. Beautiful. It's always good when it chimes the second time. Now I have 1 meg sims all over the BigBadBench. All right, let's go back to here. Yeah, it's a nice clear screen. It's a little, I think the geometry is a little off. Look at it boot. You go, you little Mac Plus you. The picture isn't super tilted. I think my camera is kind of not perfect. There's like a geometry issue here. Order from Trina and have her drop ship from her US warehouse. Yes. Oh yeah, I also, if anyone else is going to be at VCF, or no, at Swapfest, I found a bag of Blue Scuzzy V1s. If anyone needs one of those, I'm happy to give them away for free. I have plenty. Let's let this go while we work on our next. Goldie needs Blue Scuzzies. All right, yeah, Goldie can have a Blue Scuzzy. Let's shut off that because we don't have that. Let's click view log, start cycle. Oh yeah, it's showing our 4 megs of RAM, so that's cool. Okay, so let's set you aside, Mr. Mac Plus, or non-gender pronoun Mac Plus. Yeah. Ugh. All right, let's move on to our next machine. Do you have any of those floppy sleeve cases left? I don't know what you like. Just like yes. Well, no. I have 1 zip disk case left. You can have gut bomb. This is a mess. Who made me upgrade the RAM? Whoever made me upgrade the RAM, I'm forcing you to unsubscribe. You're banned. Look at all this RAM. Sorry. I have to do this. It was just in the way. I obviously can live with clutter, but this was just too much. Okay, let's check our other Plus. Let's see what's hiding inside of here. Okay, all right. So this one. I hadn't anticipated. Here, I'll set you aside. Here we go. All right, so that's not showing up real well. What do we notice is missing there, and what do we see here? So that's got some corrosion. One of the tabs is missing. Sometimes they fall down into the machine and you can hear the little thing clinking around, which is one of the reasons that you should not just power up one of these machines, because sometimes the little metal cover thing that's on the floppy drive falls off, and that's floating around in there, and you don't want that shorting up against the thing. Sometimes one of these battery terminals will fall off, bounce around inside there and short off against the thing. Oh, come on. Let's get a screw that we can see. Start off. Oh, this screw is a little chunky, crunchy. Oh, yeah, okay. Hello, Goober. Welcome to the channel. About 20, bought my first classic Mac at 16, nice. Oh, thank you so much, that's very nice. All right, let's look at this. Remember I told you last time about looking at the ports and look for nice clean ports? What do we see there? Not nice clean ports. Not nice clean ports. There's a nice blue ring around the serial ports. So that's gonna be a thing. Oh, there's a giant spider web in that. I don't think I'm gonna be able to show that, but that one screw hole was a giant spider web. That's not good. That does not bode well for the insides of this machine. What did I say earlier? We only find corrosion and bugs. I'm not wearing gloves. There's a spider web. Bugs are better than mice. That is so true, Rudy. Oh my gosh. I still have some nightmares about the PC-20 that we took apart. And actually, I still am angry at it. Hence why I haven't repaired it yet. Or finished repairing it yet. It's driving me crazy. Okay, let's... That's how you get power. Spider bites, yeah. So these are interesting. So normally these screws are flat. These are round. I don't think I've seen that before. That one's being held in by the rest of that spider web. This one might not be in any condition to sell by Sunday. Ugh. Yeah, sometimes they get a little sealed up. Especially when there's corrosion involved. Wow. Ow. Ow. Ooh, okay. Well. Okay. Well. So, we can see some things. We can definitely, we can totally see some things. The good news is, I think this one's been upgraded to 4 megs. Oh, yeah. Oh, look at that. Oof. Oof, oof, oof. Let's zoom in a little bit so you can enjoy this. Okay. So, crust. We saw that. Look at this. That's bad. You are gonna go live on the floor because you're crusty. Come on. Oh, yeah, look at that. Look at all that. Yep. Oh. This one, not so nice. Oh, oh, look at that. Oh, that's not good. Oh, no. Oh, that's interesting. It really juiced it. Okay, so again, we're dealing with a later model because it has the pluggy things. Let's zoom back out a little bit. I have a feeling our analog board is wet. That is not good. Oh, come on. And this is why you don't pay a lot of money for an untested Mac. This might be one, I don't know if they powered it up or not. I think this is the one that the guy said he did power up, but it didn't do anything. And I said, no, don't plug it in. Don't plug it in. Okay. Ooh, oh, juicy. Juicy. Oh, it's so juicy in here. Oh, this is not good. Oh. Oh. Well, I'm glad I decided to do this. Interestingly, this one looks like its analog board has been reflowed partially at some point in its life. Yeah, look at all that. Well, at least it's not corroded all to heck. It's still joint. Don't lick it. It's still there, so that's something. Let's take our logic board out. Let's see what we got here. Oh, that's not good. Well, it's not the worst, but it's not good. I love this style of RAM. I love these big tall boys. But when your reset and programmer switches are corroded, that's not good. Overall, it looks clean, but the thing you see, I don't know if that's gonna show. These are all the legs on these have blue. So what's gonna happen? Oh, these are only 256K. Oh, these are only 256Ks. Oh, they fooled me. They look like the 1 meg ones. That's interesting. Oh, but they're 41256 chips, which I need 41256 chips in that format. So maybe I'll steal them for that purpose. So what we're gonna do with this one, that one's gonna go into the dilute vinegar ultrasonic bath. This chassis is gonna need, look at that. This is gonna need some work. So luckily it doesn't look like it made its way up to the floppy drive. The floppy drive looks okay. Yeah, look, definitely some solder joints have been redone on that analog board, and some of them are still cracked. That's fun. Okay, well that one's gonna be a project. That one will not be able to be sold this weekend. All right, so you're going You're going outside. I'm putting you in the rain. Oh, look how dirty that is. Oh, and there's a bug. Oh, there's a bug. Potato beetle. Yeah, we're gonna need a new shirt. Oh, and there's a spider. There's the spider that went with the nest. Okay, so we're gonna throw away that shirt. Debugging live. Good one, Vic. That one is a good dad joke. I don't know what the line is for good and bad dad jokes. Just gotta know it. Alright, hold on. Let me throw this t-shirt away and go find a new t-shirt. Oh no, where did I put my t-shirt stash? Alright, I guess we're gonna just use a couple of paper towels. All right, let's take a look at this SE30. So we got this beautiful color gradation. The back of this machine looks gorgeous. It was switched on and off a lot. Lots of finger dirt around there. But the nice thing is, again, nice clean ports. So that's good. But yeah, look at the color on that guy. This is like the orangest SE30 I've ever seen. It's like bright orange. So, and again, a little bit of burn-in on the screen, but that's not too bad. All right, let's plop it down. The one thing I will say I notice is that there's a little bit of corrosion around the edge of the power switch, which could be concerning because there is one model of these kind of floppy or power supplies in these that leak really bad. Yeah, it's the Orange Clown SE30. Nice. Could probably sell that to some idiot for a lot of money. Never had an orange apple. Nice. Nice. That one's tight. So our snooper's still going. We're at 4 cycles through everything. And it's good. Fruity bets there's one bug in it. As opposed to the last one that had 2 bugs, and this one had 0 bugs. Okay. Oh look, there's signatures in it. Oh, there's signatures. No, the thing I was looking for is how much corrosion was on the inside. The inside looks really good. So that gives me hope about the status of this guy. This is clean, so that's a good sign. I do see a little bit of corrosion in there. And I see a little bit of rust on the side. So, rust on the side. That could be just regular old moisture rust, but when it's on this side, that's typically going to be something else. All right, so what do we got in here? Got some spinning rust. Hey, Anna Baranek. This might, no, I think this might just be an Ace Tech power supply. Yeah. Also, this one. Wow, look at that. Look at that. That's scarcely dirty. Okay, that's off. So we should be able to lift out our logic board now. Oh, I'm caught on the SCSI cable. I pulled the wrong side of the SCSI cable off. Okay, do this and that. All right. All right. All right. Well, so here's the good news. Battery has not exploded. We're gonna get this in the microscope in a second. We gotta check our voltage, right? Everyone always wants to check the voltage on our batteries. She's dead, Jim. It'll be interesting to see the RAM capacity on these. I feel like they're 1 megs, but sometimes ones that look like this are not. They're 4s, but we'll see. All right. So that's not bad. That's not bad. I've seen way worse. Let's set that aside for the moment. And let's pop out this power supply. I think this is an Ace Tech, but let's just double check that. If it's an Apple branded, I can tell it's not a Sony. Sony's have an aluminum plate on this side. So we're going to take off our analog board. One screw there. Is it East German? Yeah. Unfortunately, no major exciting things inside this system either, though. Some kind of double processor power SE30 mod, nah. Take that back one. All right, Rudy, have a nice day, bud. Rudy just had a nice video on how to use your desoldering pump. Make sure to check that out. Who else had videos recently that I haven't publicized enough? Gupum had one, what, 3 weeks ago? And DIY had one 2 weeks ago. Yeah, this is an Ace Tech. These tend to not need caps, but you know, we're getting to the age now where it probably wouldn't hurt. But it's all good. This it's kind of funny that I bought this computer this week, and the guy I bought it from, he's like, "This is brand new. No one's ever actually used this." And I was like, "No, that's not the case. That's very not true." But it's in relatively good condition. That all looks nice. This CRT is like super low hours. Let's see if we can figure out what capacity hard drive's in this thing. I can see that the hard drive's been replaced at some point. Oh, what's that new kid's name? Computer Smith? He just has a new video out. We can tell that this has been replaced because these are really wrenched in there. This is all bent up. Oh, that's why it's all bent up. Because they put it in the little slots instead of putting it in there. Oh my God, that's funny. So yeah, this hard drive is not the original, but we are gonna figure out what it is. Yeah, I was like, why is this all mangled and pulled in? I've never seen that before. Well, that's what happens when you try to screw the hard drive into the slots instead of their dedicated screw holes. So there's a ProDrive LPS. Actually, I can't tell. What the heck size is this one? $52 megabytes? I don't think it's 52. That would be, what, a 40 megabyte drive? Let's see if we can... No. All right, you're correct, Vic. 52. There you go, upgrade. A whole additional 10 megs. Okay. Alright, so now let's get in the microscope and let's show you what kind of mess we're dealing with on this logic board. It's not the worst I've ever seen, but it's definitely not good. So let's get in here. Loot box hard drive, that sounds fun. I'll pay $5 for that. Microscope. There we go. Nice, beautiful green. Gutbomb likes my Temu blue scuzzies. Alright, let's whip these caps off of here and let's call it a day. I worked my ass off today and I'm kind of fried. So, but I'd feel guilty if I didn't take corroded caps off of a SE30 logic board when I came across them. So if you look, oh man, it smells. Oh God, it smells. If you like awful, disgusting, corroded caps and other jank that we do here, no jank today. Today is all about trying to do nice, clean work to restore old computers. Make sure to hit that like button. That would be swell. Fish tacos for dinner. That is right, Sloopy. So, if you're an animal like Gutbomb, you can twist off your caps. Oh, this one smells like fish and vinegar. If you're a civilized human, look at that. Oh, wow. Oh, that's bad. If you're a civilized human like me, we use hot air to remove our caps. And of course, I'm joking. Whatever style of cap removal you like, you do it. You do you. Oh, this one's not good. Look at all that over there. This one might be worse than I thought. Again, I'm not pulling on these. I'm just letting them go until the solder decides to do its thing. Wow, that's not good. That is so not good. Let me show you. Try to get this on the side here. Look at that. That chip might be toast. That's bad stuff happening right there. Oh, Molly. That's a lot of crust. Yeah, that's not good. That's real bad. That's real bad, bro. Alright, that'll buff out. Let's go over to this guy. What do we got over here? We got a mess. And we got a mess. So I'm supposed to sell a SE30 that's in really beautiful condition to our pal Alan Gracia. What if we just slip this board in there instead? Think he'd know the difference? Yeah, the 2CI boards are also like this. I have two that I've been meaning to work on that are in very much condition like this and probably worse. If you want to see me work on 2CI boards, make sure to get subscribed, hit the like button, do those dealies. Yeah, this one's in pretty rough shape. That guy. Wow. Look, the entire underneath is totally covered. That is fun. Oh my. Oh my. It's over here by the ROM sim. That one's not too bad, but we got corrosion over here. So that's not good. We'll have to keep an eye on those vias. Look at that. That's like brand new compared to the rest of this board. See our green coming up out of our via. So I guess I don't think I'm gonna have time to do this before the swap meet. Oh, look at, oh, that was probably from the heat. Thought that was from cat juice, but burning up our paper towel a little bit. I guess this one's gonna be a full restoration. We may as well do the full-on restoration since we gotta deal with all this. These are little pieces of aluminum trim that I've been using for heat shields. Actually, I've got to put a little bend in that one. These are working pretty well. I like these. So if you know, before I used to like to use the just a utility knife blade, but these, you can bend this aluminum trim up real nice and easy, and basically it's trash, so we're reusing things. Yes, our level, yes. Good one, Jesse. Oh, I gotta send you a link, Jesse. I want to show you what a hawk drive is. If you haven't seen Usagi Electric's stuff, the hawk drives in these Centurion computers are very cool. Giant old hard drives. I think they're 10 meg drives. Jesse has a newer version of a Hawk drive, a Seagate Hawk, in his deck that he was working on, DEC, that he was working on last night. Oof, oof, that one's, it's not corroded, it's just gross. Ow, ow, that cap was hot. Look at that. That is, wow. Just wow. This one might explode. She might be a blower. Oh, nope, came off. Wow, that is crusty. Okay, well, there you go. What a friggin' mess. So the other thing is, it's not going to show up real well on my camera, but these, where are we? These chips are a little blue. Not ideal. This chip I'm kind of worried about. 344S0063. I don't remember that one being on any other boards, but that's concerning. All right, let's go back out. Boop. Okay. All right, there you go. See the whole thing. Crusty, nasty mess. The traces themselves don't look bad. Oh, this is another reason I like to ultrasonically clean. See how when I was taking that cap off, the hot air it gets under the crusty solder and little solder balls come out. And so when you ultrasonically clean these things, that normally gets rid of most of that junk. So yeah, definitely a thing you don't want to power on like that. But the battery didn't explode, so, you know, that's exactly, the Lord blessed us with no leaking battery. But we knew the caps were going to be bad, so we're fine. We'll be okay. We'll be okay. I think these are 256Ks. Who would put a 256K in an SE30? That's sacrilege. Oh, let's check in on our Mac Plus. It's still going. It's still going. Let's go back to DIY cam. Look at it go. We're on 9 cycles. This is gonna bother me. I'm gonna have to fix this. Okay. No, we're not gonna do that today. So just if people encounter this, the way that you can resolve it, set your aside. So these little magnets here all around the yoke, you can turn them. They're locked in place with glue, but sometimes the glue breaks and so they wind up twisting. But if you chip off some of that glue and break it, you can actually, well, don't break it off because you need your magnet there. But if you turn the magnet, it adjusts the geometry on these things. And so that's how you adjust your geometry on these kinds of screens, aside from the horizontal size and the other big ones, the major ones that you can adjust on the analog board, the fine geometry and the angles and whatnot, you adjust with those magnets. But yeah, I can show you how to do that another time. Okay, I think we're gonna call this, is it dangerous to do when it's on? So I do have relatively thick rubber gloves that I use when I do that adjustment. You kind of have to do it while it's on because you need to see what your adjustment does. Sometimes it doesn't do much when you're turning it, and then all of a sudden it shoots a lot. And so it really helps if you have your computer on. But yeah, it's anytime you have a CRT on and you're trying to touch it, it can be dangerous. I mean, it's a relatively safe location, and so, you know, but yeah, if you're not feeling comfortable, then that's one of the ones that you should probably like tweak it a little bit, power it on, tweak it a little, or shut it off, tweak it a little bit. But yeah, I typically do it when it's on with a big rubber glove on. So that's gonna do it for today. Thank you all for hanging out today. I know this was a weird time. Make sure to check out Trina's stream tonight. I don't know who all is gonna be on her stream, but I think she said something about 4 ladies. So there we go. Jeff Schmidtline, holy crap. Oh my gosh, it's so good to see you. I need your email address. Send me an email, Jeff. I've been wanting to talk to you for forever. Holy crap, it's good to see you. It's an all-women stream. Yes, I want to check out Trina's stream tonight. I'll be back Saturday with my normal stream. We have this tech floppy drive that we need to finish repairing. We have broken traces, we had a bad resistor, and hopefully my resistors will be in by then and we can rebuild that K-Pro and get the K-Pro 2 all buttoned up and finally out of here. Well, not out of here, but just up on the shelf, ready to be used in another way. Oh my God, my workbench smells like fish. Oh, this is disgusting. All right, see y'all Saturday. Have a lovely week, y'all. And as always, as we say here on the Big Bad Bench, If you're a Trumper, go F yourself. Bye, y'all.